Hi there. Welcome to Flourish Blotts. What can I do for you today? Okay. So you're just looking for something light reading to peruse while you're in your hotel room? That's not a problem. Well, is there any particular genre that you usually gravitate toward? Okay, well, no, don't worry about it. That's what I'm here for. How about we go over some titles that I think you might like, and then we'll go from there. How does that sound? Great. Okay. So now, is there anything that's kind of off limits, like romance or maybe reference sort of books, like atlases, things like that? Okay, kind of open-minded. Okay, that's great. So, let's start with this one. This one is one of my favorite books. It's more of a heavier read, though, I will say. It's written by Professor Mcgonagall. Yes, the Professor Mcgonagall. It's essentially just kind of her memoirs about what happened and the events surrounding the Harry Potter incident. That's what some of us call it here, yes. It does go into great detail. In fact, sometimes it's a little too detailed. Yeah, there's one particular chapter where she kind of goes into great depth about a particular robe that a wizard is wearing, and it goes on for about 3 pages. And the entire book is 620 pages, and this is actually the abridged version. They kind of whittled it down a bit. The original was over 1,000. So, yeah. Then there's this book. This one's great. This is the Encyclopedia of Magical and Mythical Beasts. So you'll have just about every type of animal and creature you can think of. It even includes some things that aren't necessarily animals per se. For instance, mermaids. It has a whole chapter devoted to them. Sirens, things of that nature. It's a really great read if you want something a bit more educational, but still kind of whimsical. Yeah. I've never gotten all the way through it, actually. I just use it as a reference book. So if if I see an animal out in the wild, or if I hear about one, if someone's telling me a tale, I'll look it up, and just to get some kind of background information about it. But it's a great book. It's quite lengthy and thick. It's this one's about 700 pages. Yeah. You can see the cover here is kind of a mock mouth, like we have certain textbooks here that do bite, literally, but this one is just kind of made to look like that. I guess it's kind of a pun on the whole the whole creature topic, so I think it's fun. But we actually don't have any of the snapper books, is what we call them. They're the ones that have the teeth and the whole 9 yards. They're kind of restricted, the purchasing of them is. So, yeah, the Ministry of Magic kind of put a kibosh on selling those in normal stores. So if someone needs it for a textbook or anything like that, they'll have to basically loan them out directly from the Ministry. Yeah, all of those textbooks that you know probably from Harry Potter have been switched out for more kind of mild versions. Oh, I think that's a great idea. Yeah, but I'm kind of more of a traditionalist too. I like the idea of having that kind of the original copy of the book, even if it does kind of bear some teeth. Okay, this one right here is a great one. If you're into more of a, how should I say, flight of fancy kind of reading, it's by Sybil Trelawney. And, oh, you've met her. Yeah, she's a hoot. This is her book all about tea leaf reading and fortune telling, not quite an encyclopedia. She does meander off into some personal stories every now and again, and sometimes it's a bit hard to follow, and but it's great if you're looking for something kind of more of a beach read where you just want to drift off and not have to think too much about the concepts or the ideas in the book itself. This is a great one for that. Let's see what other one. Oh, this is a great one here. This is actually another kind of memoir. It's more of a tell-all book, and it's by Hermione Granger. Yes, or Hermione Weasley, I should say now, her married name. But it does get quite, what's the word for it? Vengeful at times. She, of course, does not like the Malfoy family, so she does kind of get a little bit vindictive about them, but you know, I agree with her on all of the points she mentions in the book. It's I think it's all of the bitter points are kind of backed by evidence and facts, so it's a little hard not to side with her. I remember when this came out about 3-4 years ago, she did a whole press junket where she did the whole circuit. She went on different talk shows that we have here. She spoke with, of course, with the Tattler, and she just stood her ground, which I admired very much. Yes, I'm one of her fans. Okay, what else do we have here? Let's see here. Oh, this is a great read. It's the entire history of Hogwarts. As you can see, it's another thick one. Yeah, we're really into thick books here. Sometimes the lengthier the better, I guess. This one basically goes over the entire history from beginning to current day. It's definitely not something that you can just skim over. You'd want to read from the very start because it does kind of build. It has fantastic illustrations in it that are, of course, enchanted, so they move when you get to that particular page of the book, and they're lovely illustrated. Yeah, they're beautiful. I believe they're watercolors, and it's a very educational book if you're looking into something that if you're looking for something that's more of a kind of a retrospective, even of the wizarding world. It's great. And it's a good souvenir to take home too, because it is specifically about Hogwarts. Let's see. Any other ones? Oh, this one also, a little bit controversial. This is by Draco Malfoy, and it's kind of his side of the story. So a little bit of sensationalism. Well, let's be honest, a lot of sensationalism. There are some things that have been hotly debated as untruths in his book. It's just, yeah, I don't particularly care for this one because you can tell quite a few of the things conflict with a lot of the other reports of the different people that were there during the incident. So, yeah. This one right here, another one, is a great one. It's actually by a house elf named Sprite, and he was given his freedom. Well, most of the house elves have been given their freedom at this point since the House Elf Act. But this one is great because he actually talks about the various aspects of being a house elf. So kind of what's involved and what it's like. And he lived with, I believe, 5 different families during his tenure, suppose you could say, as a house elf. And he talks about the various different families and kind of what happened. So it's almost like a short story anthology in that he has 10 different stories, and throughout those stories you feel like you're really there with him. You get a real sense of what it's like to be a house elf. It's fantastic. Yeah. And then I just have a couple more to show you. This one is great if you're looking for a sort of magical companion. It talks about the secrets to kind of stealing the heart of your true love. And it is by the infamous Mrs. Weasley. And a lot of it, toward the middle of the book, has to do with etiquette and keeping a home, things of that variety, in order to ensure that your beloved is happy and content. So it's a little bit backwards in some ways, in that it kind of advocates that the only way to a man's heart is through his stomach, kind of thing. So I love it, though. It's so quaint and so so jovial. She's fantastic. I actually was there for the book signing that she did. What was it, about a year ago? She released another book too recently that's about gardening. It's absolutely fantastic. But she's just a delight to be around. Yeah. So this one's good if you're looking for kind of a magical matchmaking tips, I suppose you could say. Okay, let's see here. Trying to think of another one that might be... I was going to show you one about magical quilt making and wardrobes, things of that variety, but I think I have another one in mind. See if I can find it. Oh, this is a good one. Okay. It's Potions for Dummies. So this one is actually written by a variety of former professors at Hogwarts, and it talks about kind of their favorite potions and how to make them and why they're their favorite potions, and cute little backstories behind times when they've used the potions. It's a great book if you're looking for something that's a good blend of education. It imparts a lot of knowledge, but it's also very kind of whimsical and fun. So this is one of my favorite books, believe it or not. So do any of these catch your eye? Okay, that's a great choice. No, that's great. I'll go ahead and ring it up for you. And oh wait, are you part of the tour group? Oh, it's actually on the house then. Yeah, so you can go ahead and take that with you. And but I do hope to see you again sometime soon. Okay.